Hi, we're going to look at Explain Everything today, one of the apps we use at school. When you open Explain Everything, you'll come to a screen that looks like this. As you can see, I've made many projects, but yours would probably be empty if it was the first time you were opening it. Now, the plus button in the top left corner is what we click to start a new project. You can choose any template that you wish, but you can change the color when you go into it, so it doesn't really matter. It's only the background color. As you can see down the bottom, we have a black, red and blue. You can change those colors by holding them, selecting pre-made colors, or using the color mixer to create your own. Now on the left hand side you have icons. Now, the hand is what you use to move around things on the screen. Underneath that you have a pen. Now the pen can be changed its width and you use that to write on the screen. Students might use it to do maths sums like that. Underneath the pencil there is a shape tool. By holding down the shape tool you can select circle, square, arrows, thick or thin lines and stars. You can either have a shadow or a border depending on your preference, but once you select the object that you want, you just need to select and drag on the screen to make it the size that you want. If it's a little too big or too small, with the hand, pinch and zoom to move it around or resize. Now underneath the shape tool is an A. That A represents text. Holding the text down you can change font, change size, and then by selecting on the screen, tapping on the screen, you can type in what you wish. The little blue arrow can resize the text box if you have too much, or make it smaller to fit in on the page. Selecting the tick will put it into place. It can then be moved around and resized as well. Underneath the A is the plus button. Selecting that will give you an option to insert an object. Existing photos and videos come from your camera roll. Files can come from anywhere such as Google Drive, projects that you've made in the past. And then you have a new browser. That comes in to play with Safari. You can insert a web page and read through at your leisure. New picture and new video come fresh from the camera, so they are taken in-app, and existing sounds come from iTunes. Now if I select existing photo or video, I am going to choose a picture from my photo stream, from my camera roll. Here I can rotate the picture, I can crop freehand or as a square. By selecting done, it then goes into my picture. I can as well resize and move that around. Underneath the plus button is an X. It is sometimes an eraser when you're using the pencil, as you can see there, but it is usually an X. By tapping the X you can delete objects, but that can always be undone by the backwards arrow a few icons down. Underneath the X is a bullseye. That is a laser. Here you can see it's pre-selected my lightsaber, which the kids love, but normally it is this red dot, which you can use when you're screen recording to point things out. Underneath is the information tool. By selecting that, you have a range of options. You can group things together as such. You can copy and paste them in. You can also arrange things, send them backwards or forwards, or you can lock things in place. By locking them in place, it gives the students or you the freedom to move other objects around without that interfering. As you can see, I can't move it at all. Underneath the zoom is the zoom button, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you select these buttons down here on the bottom track. By selecting the plus button just here, it adds another slide into your project. This enables you to have a fresh slate for the project rather than deleting or rubbing everything out. By selecting this button, you can rearrange those templates into the order that you wish. Now the record button down here, this is what we use at school for the students to record their own screencasts. By tapping that, they are able to record their voices, as I'm doing now, and they can do their sums and explain their thinking. 2 plus 4 equals 6 because, etc., as you can see. Then they can go through and see if they liked what they recorded, if it was good. If they made any mistakes, they can hold and delete all of the clips till the end, and then they can start recording from that exact same spot and do it again until their liking. The buttons over here, by selecting this mountain range, that is just the image that is on the screen at that point. You can send it to mail, just save it to camera roll. But normally, if the students have recorded their voice, they will select the next icon and save it to camera roll. It can go to YouTube or Dropbox, Google Drive, Evernote, those sorts of things. Next to that is the Save project and the Home page tool, where you can save or not, and that will take you back to where all your projects are saved. I hope you've enjoyed this and it was very informative. Thanks for looking at Explain Everything.